let me turn your attention to Matthew chapter 16 and verse 17, where Jesus asked his disciples, "Who do people think I am?" And they said, "People think you are one of the prophets, or you are Jeremiah, or you are John the Baptist." And Jesus pauses and he says, "Who do you think I am?" He asks a very specific question, and the first one to answer was Peter. He says, "You are Son of the living God, sent from heaven." And immediately Jesus says, "Blessed art thou, Simon Bar Jonah, for flesh and blood has not revealed it to you, but my Father in heaven has." What Jesus means is, Peter did not allow the world to define who Jesus was to him, but he allowed the revelational knowledge from God to define who Jesus was for him in his life. And Jesus continues to say that because you have said this, I am going to build my church, and it is going to be based on this very revelation knowledge that you dwelt in right now to define who I am. He says, "On this rock will I build my church," and it is the person who's built on this revelation knowledge around whom the gates of hell shall not prevail. And Jesus specifically says that to Peter to show him that revelation is the one that is going to lead us to who God actually is. Revelation and knowledge comes from God to our spirit to reveal the character of God and Christ and who He is and what He is capable of in our life. Today, let us search our hearts and see if we have allowed the world to define who Jesus is for us, or have we allowed the Word of God to determine that for us. Because the Word of God is the only reliable data we have on God's character, His capabilities and His abilities. And it is only right that we allow that Word of God to determine or to define who Jesus is in our lives. So ask yourself this question today. Are you allowing the world to define who Jesus is, or are you allowing the Word of God and the revelation knowledge from God to define who Jesus is in your life? If you are blessed by this content, do follow and like for more videos. God bless you.